Hello everyone, and thank you for participating in this training on business communication. George Bernard Shaw, a playwright and political critic from the early 1900s, stated, "The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion it has taken place." The act of communication is not just defined as the sending of a message, but it is also the successful receipt of the sent message. So what is business communication? This category of communication covers any sharing of information between people within or outside of the organization. This can include sending emails, writing reports, taking phone calls, participating in meetings, social media posting, video conferencing, and even training presentations. Successful business communication is incredibly valuable as no teamwork is possible without it. This skill is necessary to communicate business needs, to share expertise with your team or with executives, to present innovative ideas, and to facilitate plan making. With written and oral communication skills being among the top desired skills that employees search for, a foundational knowledge in business communication is key to finding success in your career path. There are two participants in every communication, the sender and the receiver. The sender is the person responding to the stimulus by drafting and transmitting the communication. The receiver is the person receiving the message and providing feedback to the sender. The components of communication can be thought of as a cycle, with all components moving around the center point, ethics. Businesses without ethical consideration are doomed to failure. Ethics are the moral principles that we use to govern our behavior and guide our choices. At the start of the cycle is the stimulus, which is the catalyst for the communication. We all view the stimulus through a filter, or our perceptions of our own knowledge, personal beliefs, and experiences. We use this filter to understand what the communication need is. From here, we draft our message. The message is the information being communicated. Every message must be submitted through a medium. Types of mediums include emails, phone calls, memos, the list goes on. Once a medium is chosen, the message is sent to its destination for delivery. The destination is where the message lands, whether that be to one individual or to the entire company. Once the message lands and its destination, be prepared for feedback. This is one of the most important stages of communication. Feedback is the reaction from the receiver of the message and can tell you whether or not you were successful in your attempt to communicate. As I said earlier, successful communication requires both the sending of a message and the receiving of the sent message as intended. In this process, there are several elements that can act as barriers. The two types of barriers are verbal, such as vocabulary limitations, language or cultural differences, or message ambiguity, and nonverbal, like distractions, interpretational differences, conflicting body language, and so on. These barriers should be considered when analyzing your audience and avoided where possible. Overall, some best practices for business communication include identifying and analyzing your audience, choosing an appropriate method for your communication, always communicating ethically, and of course, always being open and receptive to feedback. This concludes the training module. Thank you for your time.